Happy to see you in action. All right. I'm Deepani Fernando. Currently working as a research officer or postdoctoral research scientist in Kiwama Burgerfer Medical Research Institute in Brisbane, Australia. And I work on scabies parasite, especially the biomolecular side of the parasite, trying to develop a new diagnostic for scabies diagnosis.
Shall we continue with our introductions?
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
So, Doc Mel, would you like to go next?
Okay. Hello, Yusuf. Hello, hello, Deeps. I'm so happy to see you again.
Yeah.
I'll be very brief because actually I'm also attending another meeting right now. So I just muted the other meeting. So I'm Melanie Tolentino, and actually I'm from Central Luzon State University, but during the short fellowship at the Hokkaido University, I was connected with the De La Salle University. So currently I am an associate professor in the university, doing some teaching and research. I've always been grateful to be part of this Sakura exchange program. It basically gave me the experience to really learn the field that I love, and that is about population aging. Because before I was never given the chance to really formally explore this area. So right now, I am, through the influence of the Sakura program in the Hokkaido University, I've been doing some programs related to population aging and health in my university. So I have partnered with some students I have met in the online course of WHO. And then we started this kind of campaign against ageism. And we have conducted research, and now we are at the writing stage. So we hope to publish this paper. And then another is that I also included population aging and health in one of the seminars here in my university. So I'm grateful for this program, for this fellowship. And I'm happy that I've learned a lot from my colleagues during that short-term study. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Doc Mel. It's so nice to see you again. And then, shall we go to notes for now? And then I'll be the last one.
Okay.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I miss you all. Yeah, miss you, Dave, Melanie, and Joseph. Yeah, my name is Nongnut Jindatanaporn. I'm a PhD study at Mahidol University in Thailand, and I think the good benefit for joining Sakura Club or Sakura program is we can participation together with students and professors in many areas, and we can share the idea with each other. In addition, I think the activity of the workshops is very benefit because we can brainstorm, discuss, and present our idea of the group together. That is advantage of this program.
Okay, thank you so much, Nongnut. I'll be the last one. I'm Joseph Cadelina. Right now, I'm doing teaching as well in the university. I'm connected with the La Salle University as a part-time faculty. When I joined the Sakura Science Program, I was a master's student under the university, and luckily I was chosen. So I was so lucky. And right now, my interest with the topic that we done fellowship with in Sakura in Hokkaido University really opened me to the issue of population aging. And from there, since my interest grew, I joined together with Doc Mel, I joined the WHO Healthy Aging course. And from there, I've met other professionals as well, and educators, and other people, researchers from around the world. We were like grouped together to do the master's class, and probably solve a particular issue in our in our countries. That was an opportunity for me to meet and probably expand my interest, and hopefully that expansion of my interest would lead me to my future plans in my PhD of focusing on healthy aging as well, especially among PLHIVs or persons living with HIV. Yeah, right now I'm happy teaching, and I'm so glad that you guys joined, and we were so we were so connected via Facebook. So thank you so much for joining. Um, I think we can go on further with some of the interactions. So,
Yes.
I think the goal of this particular. All right, so we have.
We have
Okay,
Cyril.
yay! Okay, Sai. Hello, Sai. Are you there?
Hello. Good
So
morning. Nice to
um,
see
I'm
you.
moderating the
Yeah, I know.
session. So to start, this is recorded. To start with, would you like to introduce yourself and what you have been doing since that fellowship in Hokkaido University? Introduce yourself, your affiliation, and your typically what you're doing right now. Oh, I think he's out. Or
Or is he on mute?
yeah, it's on mute. Go ahead, Sai. Sir Cyril.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Would introduce yourself and then your affiliation and then what happened after the fellowship.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm Cyril. I don't know if you can still remember me. So, after the fellowship, I was really busy that time. So, I was given a new post after that, right after that. And then I was still continuing my PhD that time, even until now. I was at my at currently I'm on my proposal dissertation proposal, but I couldn't propose anything. I don't have on my I don't have concrete, I would say, and I have to be honest with myself, a really, really concrete one, because also of the things that I'm really doing a lot now because of that. And honestly, I wanted to go back to the theme we talked about, no, in Hokkaido, but I didn't have the opportunity to really um, continue the plan. But of course, the collaboration, a little contribution was made during the discussion, in Hokkaido. But it was interesting and exciting for me actually to go back to the topic again. No, and I look for, even with I forgot, with the Korean delegates, we were like talking and discussing about how we can collaborate in some papers, but so many things on our plate, we couldn't just say, okay, let's sit down, and maybe a matter of managing and all. Yeah, that's yeah.
All right,
I think, Yosef, it's also worth mentioning that one of our outputs during the Sakura exchange program is that we were able to publish some of the
yes.
highlights
Yeah, yeah.
of our workshop, our final workshop with all the delegates. No, it's like all a review of all the innovations on aging. No, Sri Lanka, Thailand, South Korea, Japan, Philippines. No, and I think it was a good collaboration with Dr. Yoshi.
Actually, that was that was the point of discussion. That was actually the start of our communication with Sakai and the SSC group, because I was communicating with them regarding the experience, and then they were asking about, I actually told them about the published article, and then I sent them a copy, and then they were interested, and then they wanted to know what happened to us, and thus this mini reunion was born. So the goal is to just actually connect with the rest of the cohort, because it has been like a year or so since we since we had that fateful Hokkaido University meeting or fellowship. Okay, so I think I think that's the goal of this particular program. And again, I would like to thank each and every one of you for coming in. I know everyone has been so busy. This is just going to be short. It's just going to be, very quick. So for now, I'd like to lead the discussion on, since a lot of things happened since the pandemic, and since our, at the end of the fellowship, from our introductions, some of us have been, have our horizons have expanded into mostly on the aging aspect, population aging, and then probably it's a meeting of different minds, and going back to our different interests. But I wanted to know, since the pandemic happened, I wanted to know how you were able to cope up with the uncertainty that we faced during those times, and even these times. So, yeah, who would like to go first?
Maybe let's listen first to Dips.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
No, you guys start.
Well, as for me, in the first few weeks of the pandemic, where Philippines was on lockdown, Region 3, Metro Manila and even Region 3 is in lockdown for 3 months.
Mhm.
And my work started to be at home. I work from home. It was so difficult, especially here in the Philippines. Of course, you are aware that our government is not that very much prepared for this kind of health crisis. No? So I think if I may use some aspects of sociology, uh, individual or even small groups have to really heighten our efficiency to sustain what we need during those times. So we have to rely on ourselves, we have to rely on the family and small communities. So I think that's one that can be a positive aspect of our experiences during the pandemic. It strengthens the small group support groups, to somehow sustain ourselves, emotionally, financially, and even in terms of other resources. But for me, well, I'm still dealing with it because it's really difficult to work from home, especially that if you are doing some administrative works, and you are doing some supervision, it's very hard that you are dealing with your colleagues that whom you are also suffering from this problem, but you also have to be productive at the same time, so that's the problem, I guess. So I just tried to enroll in some online courses, that I always wanted to take, such as aging course, healthy aging, I attended seminars. The things that I really wanted to do before that I cannot do, it had given me some time, to relearn again, to do some learning again. So I think that's one. Those are some experiences which I can share, in relation to this health crisis that we are experiencing.
Wow, that was really wonderful, Dr. Mel. It really gave us time to think back and do some of the things that we would love to do, no? Because of the time that we have for ourselves, being being locked down at home. What about you, Dips? Any sharing?
Yeah, that's why I didn't comment first. So because I am living in Australia, and the pandemic really hit maybe the initial part of the pandemic, uh, until the things get settled and planned, and yeah, legislations implementation and stuff. So in that time, so I'm working in a research institute, medical research institute, where I had to come in at least half a day. So we had the opportunity, what, like, after informing, of course, the management that came in. So my work actually didn't really interrupt that much my day-to-day work. Of course, we had all the emotional and like emotional stress that going on by seeing the casualties and stuff. But in terms of work, yes, I work half a day at home and half a day at the institute, which stressed me more because I try to finish lab work during that short period and try to work at home the rest of it. So I maybe had to do that, maybe it's 3-4 weeks, and then actually our life came back to new normal, not normal. We are not really completely normal as we were before, but yeah, I think here it handled a bit better in terms of case numbers, and also on top of that, it's different in different states. So I'm living in Queensland, and we did not have like surge of cases, which was overwhelming to the health system. So health system was managed to um, managed to take care of all the cases that we had in the state. So yeah, there would have been, so if you think about different populations, so for example, in this country, there are a lot of aged cares and nursing homes, where as soon as there's a case in the community, not in the hotel quarantine, they shut down those or they restrict the access to those places, where, of course, to prevent them because they are most vulnerable for this disease. But of course, that put pressure on them because they can't see their loved ones. The kids can't visit them and visitors can't come. So of course, in different levels of the population had it in different ways, how they cope with it. But what I explained is what I experienced.
It's good to know that.
Guys, I'm sorry. Sorry?
Thank you so much, Deeps, for joining in. If you need to,
Yeah, I just have to leave. Is that all right? I'm sorry.
can we just have a little message of, I think, saying hi to everyone from for the rest of the Sakura group?
Yeah, we'll keep in
Yes.
touch, and it's very nice to see you guys again. I know we see updates in Facebook and other social media, but it's very like happy to see you in action. All right, I hope to catch up with you guys in another time too. Let's
Thank you,
Thank you.
Dips.
Thank you very
keep up
much.
your good work and take care. Bye.
Take care.
Yeah, Joseph,
Hi,
Bye,
Sai.
everyone.
I'm really sorry. I forgot that I have an appointment. Can I share first before
Yeah,
that?
sure, sure.
But
Mhm.
just if you thoughts maybe during this pandemic, it was actually also very difficult for me, for us, no, all we know that. But here in the Philippines, with the current work that I have, it was very challenging, and we were dealing with students, really difficult moments with students, with how we put things together and put things in order for programs for the students. So at the start, everything is uncertain, no, and I couldn't really understand, no, but you know, even assisting students who are really in need in the university, I couldn't imagine, like, you know, um, sending a or attending or sending, how would I say, funeral during that moment of lockdown, a baby, for example, in this area in Manila, no, one of our how would I say, if a friend I knew, and it was like, you know, quite really it's really difficult, and I just imagined like how things are not really organized, no, in so many ways. And so our university, our institution had to respond and to do something, like um providing something for for the poorer ones, so the poorest of the poor, for example. So many of the students were really interested, but of course we were always at the back, we're always assisting them. And it's it's quite difficult because you see them suffering, but on your end, as an adult companion, you have to be strong for them. And it's actually you're actually experiencing the same, so that's quite tough and heavy, you know, while you assist, you also, like, you know, suffer. You couldn't also understand why you do those things, some of the questions that I have. But I attended a lot of webinars, and something that supported me as well, no, and that it helped, no. I thought I could, like, you know, find time to read and write. No, I did some, but you know, it's quite disturbing with the realities that we've experienced here, no. But so far, I think so many things that came up. So I've written some research related to COVID, but not on the theme that we had, but quite similar to what related to what I do in the university. So, but yeah, so many things. But personal learning and insight could be, it's really about strengthening my faith. It's really about faith during this time. So it's no easy to work, to deal, and to, you know, survive. But it's all about faith as well. No? Yeah, I've grown to see so many problems, and appreciate it in a positive way as well. Yeah, that maybe that's one of my insights during this time of pandemic. But thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Cyril.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Cyril.
So
Thank
I
you.
think, yeah,
Yeah.
from I think can you share your experience this time, Nong Nuts, on,
Yeah.
you know, how you cope up with the pandemic, the
Yeah.
situation that you faced. Yeah.
Yeah. In Thailand, on April, yeah, Thailand faced infection of coronavirus again. It's called the third wave. Yeah, and many people, particularly in Bangkok and province is nearby Bangkok, we have many cases of coronavirus infections. So uh, our government try to encourage people to get vaccines, and now around 7% of total population get vaccine from both Sinovac and AstraZeneca. Yeah, and for people in Bangkok, we have many impact from COVID-19. For example, my family, my husband, my son, and I stay home. We stay home since April until now. Yeah, for me, as I mentioned before, I am a PhD student. I have no class. Now I do my dissertation. However, I I have to meet with my advisor and co-advisor. We try to keep in touch by using online meeting. Yeah, such as we use Zoom meeting, Live applications, something like this. And I think it's very, how can I say, it's, it's, it seems to be easy, but not. Yeah, for example, if I need some paper, I should uh, chat with my library through messenger or call to them in order to get some paper that I need, something like this. And I think many Thai people are unemployed now, so I think it's very tough for them. Yeah, but in another but on the positive impact is we can spend much time with with my family, with our family. That is a good, because we can support us about physical and mental health with each other. Yeah, that is a good reason why we stay home together. Yeah, and I think I'm not sure that in the future this pandemic is will turn to good or not, but in our country we try to um, encourage people to get vaccine as much as possible, as soon as possible. And some Thai people, particular elderly, try they deny to get vaccine. Yeah, this is a main problem of our country. Yeah, that, and this I would like to share to you on
Yeah.
my situation.
Yeah, oh my God, thank you so much. Actually, you are really right. No, when we talked about the pandemic, we really have just what like Dr. Mel shared earlier. We really have to strengthen our support system, and
Yes.
that would essentially be with our families. And for some of us who are really busy with our careers, um, that was the only time. I think that's the perfect time to be together with them. You know, being locked down with them, and but I and that's a good thing. That's the positive impact about that. No, strengthening the support systems, your family, and definitely your community. We have seen a lot of community efforts in terms of combating, delivering the message, trying to deliver the message of, reminding everyone to be in social distancing, washing of hands, and all of those that can really help prevent spread the virus. Regarding my experience, I actually had a lot of difficulty as well, but mentally, yeah, that was the only time that I was actually also diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. Um, the doctor told me that I had it all throughout, like all my life, but it was emphasized. It kind of blew up during the whole time. So I had to take medication for that. I had to take anxiety meds. um it was a difficult experience because I for the longest time I was like, I was actually like living alone by myself. I just visit my family because I'm like um trying to be independent. So that was it's normal for me to live alone and be by myself. But then with the pandemic, I have to be with them to be with my family, to be with my siblings, and to be with my nieces and nephews. And I think that was also a difficult adjustment for me because for quite a long time, I wasn't really into that kind of interaction, into that kind of family dynamics. So there was a lot of internal reflection on me and struggle in terms of dealing with, I was so used to being alone, and then during the lockdown, I was like put into a bigger group, and we were together. You have to, live with them together, and have to deal with each of their nuances as human beings. We have our differences, and that was really heightened during the lockdown years, or the lockdown months. And I think that contributed to the heightened anxiety that I have. Luckily, I was able to consult with a doctor. I was given a medication. I'm really still still there. I'm still functioning. I'm still trying to be, still trying to thrive. And one thing that helped me a lot was to really just focus on the work that I do. Uh, because I really, pre-pandemic, I was like doing a lot of things with the community, with during the time with the school, which was just um, almost starting, and with the lockdown, I was like, I need to do a lot of, I still need to do a lot of things. And the first few months, it was just nothing. Work was like shut off, community activities. I love to be with people, and that's what I usually do. And there was no interaction. There was no, I cannot see my friends. I cannot go out. I only see the same people every day, which actually is kind of stressful as well, you know. So I had to find other avenues for me to interact with other people. So that's why um, I connected with my other people and from my other professional networks, and I was doing like three jobs just to keep my mind, just to keep myself busy, to keep my mind off with something and off with the emotional heaviness that we feel around, not just with myself, but with the rest of the community. The whole situation is very difficult. But the way that I'm coping up is, really focusing and doing a lot of things. And then sometimes I get so stressed and then I shut down. So I shut down from social media. I shut down, I just need to take a break and, just turn everything off. That's how I cope up work. And then if I feel overwhelmed, okay, I need to rest. No meetings, no calls, no Facebook for today. And that's it. And one learning that I really have to share about is about the importance of self-care in terms of, during the whole lockdown, there was a lot of time for you to really think and reflect on the things that you were doing and a lot of those aspects. And I kind of spent that time doing self-care, I exercised. I tried to prepare my own food, like healthily. A lot of the times when the lockdowns happened, I only have food delivered. So that doesn't really help. So I had to focus on healthy eating and exercise. And there was just a level of, my energy level the whole time was like up and down. I can't really sustain that level of positivity, that level of energy. So, and I think the experience was really not unique for myself. I think a lot
Yeah.
of people also experienced the same. And
I think
it's yeah, I'm still using the word, I'm still trying to languish and still languishing at this period, just not really my plans of pursuing PhD was kind of halted. I really wanted to pursue um you know my PhD. But then with with all these things that happened, I was like, and maybe I can just um, do that, probably post pandemic. Yeah, it's difficult, but I'm still thriving and languishing. Yeah, I think that's one thing that we really need to think about is the community support that we have, focusing on our families, and then of course self-care. No, whatever activity that helps you cope up with any negative situation.
Mm.
Okay, so thank you so much for sharing, guys, all your experiences. Um, so for now, I would just like to ask, what are your future plans in terms of your career, your just future planning, if there ever will be.
Well, I go first. Maybe then I'll just uh, well, my background really is sociology, no? But that's why I really find the program at the Hokkaido University very interesting because I can see the intersectionality of technology, innovation, science, and social science. No? I've seen that innovations can really have relevance in public, and in its social aspect, no? Because we always see science as simply the hardcore science, but in that program I've seen how science and innovation can be really beneficial in so many social dimensions of the society. So for me, my future plan, I've always been planning to really study about aging, even if it's just a short fellowship or a short term course, no? Because when I was in college, I wanted to study gerontology, but it was not popular here in the Philippines. Maybe because Philippines is not yet a population, an aging society. But in 2030, 2050, Philippines would be like Thailand also, would be an aging society. And I want to concentrate on that field of study in sociology about population aging, about health. So I also want to introduce that discipline or that area of interest in my university. So I'm doing some initial steps right now. And I am actually hoping to see Kailash also from Nepal because I am hoping that this brief alumni alumni Sakura meetup would be a great opportunity to have collaborative work to Nongnuch and even to Kailash, of course, and even, of course, my fellow Filipino Yusuf, no? Because it would be good to, the sharing that we have at the Hokkaido was very fruitful, actually, no? So I really want to continue that, no? So it is part of my future plan, to study about population aging and health, and to do some future collaborations with you guys, especially in research.
Oh, wow, that was really awesome, Dr. Mel. No, I think one consensus during the whole fellowship was that for countries like us in the Philippines, who's just going into that population aging scenario, is to really lay down the groundwork
Yes,
and putting up a lot of research, and we are very similar in terms of the interests that we have.
yes,
The way how the program, the healthy aging, the e-health program in Sakura Science, the one that we did in Hokkaido, really opened up my mind of the possibilities that we can do.
yeah,
And coming back from there, there wasn't really a lot of, there wasn't a lot of research in the Philippines about it.
yes,
Um, and that actually solidified my my future planning as well in terms of um, becoming a researcher, focusing that as a part of my interest apart from the current things that I'm doing. And yeah, I hope that we can collaborate further, do some research, because I know we did we both did the WHO program. I'm so proud of you for really connecting with your group as well. Especially that you're also doing your own research with your group. That gives me an idea of connecting with them, because the project that
Yeah.
we have is just a project and it's not something that we can really do. But I think that gives me, you sharing that gives me an interest to really connect with them and do an actual research with my group as well, with the WHO healthy aging group
Yeah.
75. What group are you in by then?
Um, we only are two only in the group. One from Japan also. Yeah. Yes.
In
Yes.
my group, we are, I think, five. There
Oh,
were
that's a bigger group.
three from the Philippines, um, one from Japan, and then one from Mongolia. So
That's nice.
very interesting cohort for, grouping for that. And
Yeah.
with that program, I really learned a lot. That's another step for me further in terms of my interest in population aging and healthy aging, and of course in health.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I think the final workshop in the Hokkaido, I really think help a lot, because the sharing that we got from Thailand and South
Mhm.
Korea were actually very inspiring for me, and all I know that it's also for you, Yusuf. No?
Mhm.
Uh, it was amazing for me to learn all these kinds of innovations
Right.
shared by Thailand and South Korea, and
And
our group.
we didn't even have that right here.
Yes, and even the Korean participants, the two Korean participants, they really did well in their providing us a synthesis of the
Mhm.
community approach to healthcare for the aging population. I still remember that. No? So I think the final task the final task we had at this Sakura exchange was really fruitful, because
Yeah.
we were the one to really conceptualize what's gonna be the content.
Mhm. So that's
Nong
really
Nuch.
interesting. What about you, Nong Notes?
Oh, for me, my future plan is try to graduate my study as soon as possible. That is first priority. And the second plan is I try to get fund from Thai Health Promotion Foundation in Thailand in order to conduct a research about health of elderly and the impact of pandemic. Yeah, what's going on? This I would like to know. Yeah, and in my faculty, I mean Institute for Population and Social Research, our faculty interest aging society, aging people, and there are many professors who are interested in this topic. If you would like to join us, we can collaborate together. For
Yes.
example, if Dr. Medanin get funding from your country and would like to join Thai, it's very good opportunity to conduct research together. Yeah, and you can contact me. Yeah,
Yes. Thank
if you
you.
want. Yeah.
Definitely, this is going to be a very fruitful meeting, because it got us back together and sparked that, little spark of hope that we can still do something despite
Mm.
the things that we already been doing. We can still produce research and collaborate on some
Mm.
good thing for society. Yay.
Sakura is making great effort to give chances that otherwise some of the people wouldn't have, like connecting with other scientists and researchers, and also combining different fields. So in our meetup, we were coming from in so different areas of expertise, and got together and talk and try to solve common things. And we were having different opinions on the same thing, which I thought fruitful. So I think in that way, Sakura Science actually doing great thing for the science and also for the health, I think.
Yeah, I would really love to continue this kind of discussion. So we'll start from here, and hopefully we could collaborate, we could work together in the future, no? Especially on the aspect on science and technology, on aging population. I really look forward to work and try to manage and find time. So yeah, let's keep in touch and praying for you all as well.
The first thing is that I'm always grateful to be part of this Sakura Science Club, this exchange program, especially the one that was held in the Hokkaido University. It really widened my horizon as a sociologist, horizon in terms of research interest, and also in terms of academic networks. And of course, having friends from other countries. So for the young members of the Sakura Club and to the young participants, um, you will definitely learn a lot, through through the many programs, and of course use these networks to really see the relevance of science innovation in all the aspects of our society today. Thank you.
Hi, young Sakura Club or new generation. If you have to chance to participate in this program, you will get many benefits. For example, new network, new friend, new knowledge about every topic, such as health, technology, innovations, or something. Many topics that happen in Sakura program, and in addition, you can get an opportunity to collaborate with uh, with your friend in other countries. That means you have a chance to expand your experience for conducting research in area that you are not familiar with. I think this is a very good because you can get a new knowledge and new things and new people. Yeah, that's it.
I just want to share. I just wanted to for all the young members of the Sakura Science Club, please do take the opportunity if you are given and you are presented to participate in this fantastic exchange fellowship in Japan. And I think thank you so much, Japan, for doing this and for sharing your resources to a lot of the countries around the world. No? Because I believe this is happening around the world. And yeah, I think that's it. Take the opportunity because, again, you will learn a lot of things. You will meet lifelong friends, yay, from around the world. And of course, expand your horizon in terms of your future career. So, grab it and have fun because in Sakura Science, we are always one. Okay.
That's the
Bye,
key.
Bye.
everyone.
See
Thank you so
you.
much.
See
Bye,
you.
bye, bye.
Bye.
Keep on weaving, keep on weaving.